Are we looking at the seeds being planted for a TKO versus a WWE Invasion?
Joe gave a couple hot takes this week regarding the WWE's use of celebrities going into WrestleMania. Stay tuned for my rebuttal.
These topics, and we have a few more. Wait for our intro, and then let's talk about it. Welcome back to this fantastic episode of Wrestle Stop. This is WrestleMania week. This is our Super Bowl week.
Doing it big.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Jeff.
This is Jeff. Jeff?
Jeff.
Let's get it started.
Alrighty. Topic number one on Raw this week. Brock, we finally had the contract signing.
We did.
Brock Lesnar came out early in the show, signed his contract. I thought Obafemi would come out. Didn't happen. Obafemi came out later in the show to sign a contract. Paul Heyman came out and interrupted him. Mentioned that Obafemi reminded him of a young Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Obafemi responded, asked where Brock was, and said that Brock Lesnar was afraid of him.
Yep.
I kind of thought Brock Lesnar would sneak in and attack Oba from behind. It didn't happen, so we didn't have any type of physical altercation this week. So, thoughts on this match going in the WrestleMania?
I didn't start the timer, but I think what I've been saying for the last couple weeks now, people finally saw it yesterday. Obafemi can talk on the microphone.
Yeah, that was my first time really seeing him talk. You watched him more in NXT than I did. And while I was disappointed that there wasn't an altercation, I think they were better off letting him speak and letting him show how good he can be on the mic.
Yeah, and it was a great promo. It got everyone fired up. I thought, him telling them that he's the bringer of war and, all the things that he said. And, Paul Heyman sold it perfectly. He looked like he was about to cry. He looked scared. And I know that's kind of what they're trying to go for, to make Heyman and Lesnar look like they're scared of Femi, to try to push Femi like he's the world beater and stuff like that. But kind of makes me scared a little bit, Jeff.
Yeah, I agree. We talked a little bit earlier. Normally, you kind of base our predictions or who we think is going to happen. So 4 weeks ago, Obafemi came out. He gave the Fall from Grace, right? What was that move called? Fall from Grace to Brock Lesnar. The next week, Brock Lesnar came out and Obafemi put him over the top rope.
Yep.
Last week, they tossed chairs and stairs at each other.
Yep, and scared me because I thought one of them was going to get hurt.
But then last night, there was no confrontation. So to date, Obafemi's put Brock down twice. Brock hasn't had his comeuppance. I thought for sure he would.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's thinking that's what's going to happen this time. You'll have to wait for our prediction video for that. But I usually, when the WWE will do things like this, where they have one guy just beat up the other guy a bunch of times, they lose at the PLE. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I think if the WWE lets Femi lose this match with as crazy popular as he is right now, you're going to see a hot take on that.
Yeah, the hottest of hot takes.
It's going to be the hottest of hot takes.
Burn the city down.
Yeah, me going crazy on a hot take for 6-7 minutes. But yeah, I don't know. It is very weird, right? Because this isn't the way they normally build things, which is fine because it's leaving people guessing. It's leaving people not sure of what's going to happen, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. So, I don't know.
Looking something up real quick. I saw a video or a thing earlier. I meant to take notes on it. See if I can find the names here. But there were two instances. I can't find it. There were two instances in WrestleMania, Brock's WrestleMania history or a PLE history where going into the match, he didn't get the physical advantage. Where in this instance, Obafemi's put him over, put him down twice, and Brock didn't get his revenge or didn't get his, comeback. Both times, Brock Lesnar won that match. Again, I can't see WWE doing it. At worst, I think this comes out as a double DQ or no contest
or something like that. Yeah, someone interferes. Maybe I don't know who would interfere in this match, but somebody.
Even if at one point
something will happen.
even if at one point WWE thought that Brock winning to give him one last rush to turn around and put over Gunther at SummerSlam or whatever their plan was, with as much hype as this match has, as big as Obafemi's gotten the last month, you got to change your plans at this point.
Yeah.
Brock winning at WrestleMania would be one of the biggest mistakes WWE ever made.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, for sure. I agree.
So, alrighty.
But that's not the only main event, Jeff.
No, the actual WWE WrestleMania main event, night 2, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. They had a non-confrontational showdown at the end of Raw last night.
Promo.
At the end, I was kind of disappointed with it because they kind of congratulated each other, patted each other in the back, talked about how they were jealous of each other.
Yeah.
And I expected some sort of fight. All the MFTs and, the whole bloodline was there except for Fatu. And part of me had hoped that they would all come out and get that last beatdown that Roman kind of asked for a month ago.
Yeah.
But nothing happened.
Yeah,
I was really caught off guard when it went off air. Thoughts going into WrestleMania?
This is one of those promos that I don't know if I hated it or not. I do wish there was some type of physical confrontation. We've mentioned it before, though, and I think I talked to you about it, not on camera. But with the wave of injuries that WWE has right now, risking at this point, this close to WrestleMania, Punk or Reigns getting hurt and then not being able to be there might just be too big of a risk, right?
Yeah.
So they try to cut like more of a, it's like a psychological promo or something like that, where they're kind of congratulating each other, but at the same time, complimenting each other, not congratulating, but complimenting each other, but at the same time telling each other why they hate each other. I don't know what that really did to build the feud or whatever, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I just didn't love it.
So 2 points. I like the idea of them trying to make sure nobody gets hurt. Because so far we've got the Bella Twins have gotten injured recently. They haven't been back on TV, but they're a part of a championship match. We may not be fans, but they're a part of a championship match.
Probably what's keeping Io Sky out of WrestleMania, which we'll talk about on Friday.
Yeah, and then I saw today Rhea Ripley was in the hospital today. Nothing major, but she was getting IVs or something. I don't know what happened.
I didn't see that. But I saw a couple days ago she had a big cut or something on her arm.
She posted something like with the GTA logo saying wasted across it, and she was sitting there getting IVs or something. So again, whether she was dehydrated, hopefully it's nothing serious affecting the match, but she did post something on her socials today. So again, let's hope that match, I'm not, looking forward to Rhea versus Jade. I am looking forward to Rhea wrestling. But again, that could affect it. And going back to the promos last night, I was really disappointed at the end, but I thought about it today. I was down in Texas over the weekend visiting my brother. I had a 4-hour drive and then a 4-hour plane ride home tonight. Really thought about wrestling, and I really liked the promo. I'm going to give a real quick personal take here, speaking about my brother. When we were teenagers, we were best friends, but we were like complete opposites. I was really quiet and shy. He was really loud and outgoing. And we both wanted to be the other. I looked to him. I wanted to be loud and more outgoing like he was. He wishes he had some of my traits that he thought were better than his traits. And Roman Reigns and CM Punk last night kind of reminded me of that. CM Punk wished he had Roman's success. Roman wished he had CM Punk's or the crowd's love of CM Punk. He says, I hope when I'm gone, the crowd is chanting my name for 10 years. So it kind of reminded me of, while they're both two of the most successful wrestlers in wrestling right now, they want to be each other. So thinking about it more, like you said, psychological like that, really kind of put a different spin on the match in the promo last night.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. I have a sister, but we didn't really compete in the way brothers or anything would, but yeah, I can see why you would think that.
Yeah.
But my biggest thing here is, if they hate each other so much, right, and they can't stand each other, does that mean we're not going to get a Zootopia 3?
Were they in Zootopia?
They were the Zebros.
I forgot about that. I haven't watched Zootopia 2 with the kids yet. So
Zootopia 2 is a fantastic movie.
Maybe it'd be a
Zebros.
spinoff, and the Zebros have a breakup. And feud at Zoo WrestleMania.
Don't let this be the end of Zootopia.
All right. All right. Now let's talk about the other main event, the third main event, let's say, but the main event of night one. So we had another, confrontation on SmackDown last week between Cody Rhodes and Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Kind
You didn't
of
know
odd.
that? This main event is Cody Rhodes versus Pat McAfee because Randy Orton has now taken a complete back seat in this match.
So Pat McAfee came out and started, and I was like, okay, well, let me see how they're going to spin this. Let me see where they go with it this week. And he starts putting out a commercial. And I know this is an old reference, but I felt like Ralphie sitting there decoding the Little Orphan Annie code. And I was like,
nobody is watching this that knows what you're talking about.
A crummy commercial. He's really doing a heel promo for WrestleMania ticket sales as a heel. So, and whatever. And then Cody came out, and then they had a back and forth, and then Randy came out, and then Jelly Roll got involved. It's just a mess. This was one of the hottest rivalries, right up there with Oba and Brock a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. But let's focus on this. Pat McAfee said during his promo that if Randy doesn't win, he's gone from the WWE.
Yep.
So at this point, I might be rooting for a Cody win for the first time in my life. But seriously, where do you think they're going with this storyline?
Well, just for that Pat McAfee saying he's gone if Randy doesn't win, the strong rumors right now are Cody Rhodes and Jelly Roll versus Randy Orton and Pat McAfee at Backlash in 3 weeks after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Does that mean Randy Orton's going to win? Because then Pat McAfee's not leaving. Does that mean Cody Rhodes is going to win and Pat McAfee's going to go back on his word? I think Randy Orton's probably going to win just based off of that. I'm not 100% sure. And by the way, I did forget to hit the timer, so this topic's going to go a little longer.
It's all good. We can talk forever. It's WrestleMania week, Joe.
But Cody Rhodes, and I've mentioned it before, has been cutting the best promos he ever has, in my opinion, at least since he's been back to WWE this run. Randy Orton also is very good on the mic. They don't need Pat McAfee to sell this match. They don't need it. There's enough history between these guys, 20 years plus. You know, Randy Orton helped Cody get into the business and all of that kind of stuff. There's enough storyline here where they don't need it.
Yeah, Pat McAfee didn't need to be the guy on the other side of the phone. As you mentioned, there's enough other storylines there. Mm-hmm. Bring back Cowboy Bob Orton, if bring back, I guess Ted DiBiase's son was a part of their rivalry way back when.
And he's free from his charges now, so he's free to do whatever
there
he
were
wants.
so many other options here. And it's like you said, you take celebrities getting involved with WrestleMania has been around since WrestleMania 1. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But you put them into other matches. You don't put them into your championship match. And you don't let them take up as much time and mic time as, like you've mentioned, two guys who are cutting the best promos of their career right now. The crowd was so hyped for Randy's turn 3-4 weeks ago. And now they're booing Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll for coming out. Like, and again,
it's too much, right?
I don't know that they're booing Pat McAfee as much as the decision to bring out Pat McAfee.
Yeah, and someone in our comments mentioned this. I'm not going to put this one up because I have to find it. But they said, well, celebrities have always been a part of WrestleMania, right? Mr. T and Hulk Hogan and stuff like that. And 100% right. But the difference there is how they were used. Mr. T wasn't cutting these promos attacking the other guy, right? In the way Pat McAfee is. He wasn't telling people, hey, don't watch night 2 because I'm not on it. Now, I know they didn't have 2 nights back then, but you know what I mean? Don't watch this match because I'm not on it.
Yes.
The way they're being used right now is completely different than how they were being used back then. Mr. T, yes, he was there. Yes, he wrestled with Hulk Hogan as a champion. But even in those promos where Mr. T did talk, Hulk Hogan did most of the talking. Hulk Hogan did most of the selling for that match, if I remember right. You're looking at me like I might be wrong.
No, I'm thinking back. Mr. T was a Hollywood actor at that point too.
Yeah.
He was used to being in front of the camera. He was if not at near the physical prime of his life.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll, like, good for him. He's lost 200 pounds. He's still not a physical athlete to take up as much time as he's taking.
He's come a long way.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll, yes. I mean, if he wasn't like, I don't know, was he country? Is that what he sings? Is he country music?
Yeah, kind of country song.
Country pop or whatever he is, country R&B.
Dad rock.
He's come a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks pretty good out there. He can take a bump. And all those things are good. But to have two celebrities selling one of your main events on WrestleMania is just bizarre to me.
Yeah.
It's
so
Jeff, this week I had 2 hot takes. Every week I've been doing 2 hot takes a week.
WrestleMania season, things are hot.
Yep, and I gotta you wait for my next one.
Oh,
wait for my next one. Spicy.
I feel it already.
Yeah. You're gonna have to loosen the collar
Loosen
a little
it
bit.
up a little
my
bit
next
here.
one's spicy, but I did have 2 come out, and I'm curious, Jeff. What did you think about those?
So I did watch both of them as they came out.
Yeah, you did.
And I watched both of them again today on my plane ride home. And
This guy.
I was trying to figure out how to tie them in. And instead of doing 2 topics, I'm going to tie them together.
Okay.
Seems like
they
your
are
biggest,
similar. They're both about
they're all about
celebrities.
celebrities. The first one was about celebrity use in the WWE right now, and the second
Celebrity
one
use?
use.
Oh, use. Not ooze.
Celebrities can get oosy. They can't get this much
Oosy?
usage. And then the second was mainly do with Pat McAfee and your complaints and the way he's being used and taking things away from Cody and Randy.
Yeah.
So on the plane ride, I went and did some research. And I agree with some of the fans that celebrities have to be a part of WrestleMania. It's a spectacle. It's their Super Bowl. We got celebrities at the Super Bowl doing this, that, and the other thing.
Are they playing football?
They're not. So, but I did some research. You know how many celebrities have actually wrestled in a WrestleMania match?
I'm gonna say 7.
As to date, 5 in 6 matches. So pretty darn close. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn a couple years ago.
Yep. But it wasn't for a title.
It wasn't for a
a
title.
main match.
That was going to be my next point. WrestleMania 1, we had Mr. T and Hulk Hogan in a tag match.
Okay.
Again, looking back, it was the first WrestleMania. They were trying to get the celebrities involved. He was trying to get WrestleMania off the ground. I don't know, but putting Hogan not defending the title may have been a mistake, but whatever. It was successful. We've got WrestleMania 42, so obviously it kept going. At WrestleMania 2, Mr. T was in a boxing match against Roddy Piper. And then
Was that for a title?
it was not for a title.
Was that a main event?
Again, I'm agreeing with you there, but I'm just Floyd Mayweather was in a no DQ match against the Big Show. Lawrence Taylor was in a match against Bam Bam Bigelow. And do you know who the last celebrity was? This one, I didn't even know about it. Completely caught me off guard.
The most recent?
Not the most recent, but the last one I haven't mentioned.
Oh no, I don't know.
Snooki from Jersey
Oh
Shore
God, I do remember
was
that.
in a 6-person mixed tag match. And again, I don't think the titles were definitely not on the line in any of these matches.
Yeah.
So there was well over 100 celebrities that were involved in WrestleMania over the years. Actually, one more I forgot. I don't know why he didn't come and get my list. Donald Trump was in a match.
He was.
Versus Vince McMahon.
Wasn't that in Detroit?
The billionaire match? Was that at Detroit?
I want to say it was.
I didn't take notes on what
I could be
WrestleMania.
remembering wrong.
I think it ended up being hair versus hair or something.
Yeah, it was hair
But
versus
whatever.
hair. Yeah.
Celebrities have always been a part of WrestleMania, but I don't recall celebrities ever being this much of a part of the buildup. Jelly Roll has been on wrestling the last 4 to 6 weeks more than Julia, our U.S. champion, more than Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, our Intercontinental champion, more than Damian Priest and R-Truth, our tag team champions. Again, we have to have celebrities, or they need celebrities to help sell the show. But again, I do agree that we have major stars that have not been on TV. We have major stars not on the card. We have major stars on the card that are not on TV promoting their matches. Something's gone wrong here. And leading into the next topic,
going right into it. All right.
Where does the criticism go for this? Is this on Triple H? Is this on TKO? Whose fault is this? Where do we want to place the blame, Joe? Where do you want to place the blame? I've got some ideas, but I want you to go first.
I think it's the easiest thing to do here is to blame Triple H.
Yes.
He's the face of, at least the face of the writing team, the creative team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the face of that. He's kind of the face of WWE right now. But I don't know if it's that easy, right? And we're going to go into it in our next topic a little bit, but they've hinted about it on TV and they've talked about, different things. And, you can watch any other wrestling YouTube channel and all of these things. And you'll see that, there's influence from even above Triple H, right? He's the creative director. He's not the owner. So I think it's very easy to point fingers at Triple H. When Triple H first took over, if you remember, when he first took over, when Vince McMahon left, when Triple H took over creative, WWE was like all on fire all of a sudden. Storylines were clicking, matches were great, everything was good. But then weirdly, just recently, I don't know how recent, but a few months at least, maybe 5-6 months, or however long, something changed, right? Something definitely changed, and you can tell it's not the same as it used to be. Is that Triple H's fault? Maybe. Could be. Or is it someone else's fault who's telling Triple H, hey, we want this done, do it. And he has no control because he doesn't own WWE.
Yeah. So I went through, I did some more research today.
Dang,
I had lots of travel time. So more Jeffonomics here. I went back to 2020. And I've mentioned this to you in the past that it felt like this was a really long break between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania with no other PLEs.
Mm-hmm.
So since 2020,
6 weeks, right?
I'm gonna go over a little bit, maybe on the time here. But in 2020, there were 3 PLEs before WrestleMania. There were 4 weeks between the last PLE and WrestleMania. In 2021, there were 3 PLEs in 3 weeks before WrestleMania. In 2022, there were 3 PLEs, but 6 weeks. In 2023, there were 3 PLs in 6 weeks. 2024, 3 PLEs in 5 weeks. Last year, there were only 2 PLEs in 7 weeks. And then this year, there were 2 PLEs in 7 weeks. So the last 2 years is combined. I don't remember there being this big of a break last year, but maybe it didn't feel as long because the stars weren't injured last year like they've been this year. So they had a lot more buildup. I'm going to make a quick suggestion on a fix that I think would be great going into next year.
Okay.
I think WWE announced the main events of WrestleMania too early. I think Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes was set too early. I think Roman Reigns going after CM Punk was set too early. And maybe there should have been a little bit more bickering going back and forth over who's going to pick who and some build up there. What if we add a permanent PLE between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, where the winners this year would have been Roman Reigns and CM Punk in a match, and whoever win that match got to pick who they were going after first?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's kind of like Crown Jewel, but instead of the champions fighting, you got the winner of the Royal Rumble.
Punk.
Well, you've got the winner of the Royal Rumble versus the winner of the Elimination Chamber in a match, and the winner of that match gets first pick on what champion they want to go after.
Yeah, who won Elimination Chamber? Remind me.
This year?
Yeah. I'm forgetting.
It changed. It was Cody Rhodes, and then he ended up going after Drew McIntyre early. No, Randy Orton won Elimination Chamber.
So then it would have been Randy Orton versus
Roman Reigns. Well,
yeah, okay.
You don't want to see that match to see who gets to be the main eventer at WrestleMania?
I do. I think that'd be a good match.
Make a PLE out of it every year.
Yeah, because on that thought, now after WrestleMania, in 3 weeks we have Backlash.
Yeah.
And then like in 3 weeks after that, we have something, Clash in Italy.
Yeah.
So there's like a whole bunch that are crammed together, but WrestleMania is like I'm moving away from the microphone. I'm getting heated right now. Is like its own little island, which makes sense in a way, but I agree with what you're saying.
I just think there's too much time between Elimination Chamber and now. I think
they have 7 weeks to try to build these matches, and then once they're built, you have to keep them built.
And these matches were announced right around, I think, Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. I think he announced he was going after CM Punk before Elimination Chamber. Yeah. So like that's 7-8 weeks to build up. I think doing something in between is a smarter idea. So
yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Alrighty. Going back to an earlier topic, there's a lot of rumors, going on that TKO is controlling. You mentioned, that Triple H maybe doesn't have as much control as people like to think he does. That TKO is saying, hey, we're not selling as many tickets. Put this guy in this match. Put this celebrity in that match. Change this, change that. But some of the some of the wrestlers are coming out and supporting WWE, saying, hey, we don't want TKO sticking their nose in our business. They may own us, but they're not in creative. They're not in the gorilla. They're not in the room. Others are coming out and saying that TKO, they own the business. They're making the better decisions. Triple H is not doing the job right. Are they setting up some sort of WWE versus TKO feud?
Yeah, it does feel like it. Now, I've seen, think I seen this on another website as well, or another YouTube channel where they were talking about this. I don't remember, but it definitely feels like there's seeds being planted for a one side versus another side type angle. Who was Pierce talking to on the phone? They haven't answered that yet, but he just kept saying someone higher up, someone.
And he's been on the phone even before Randy was on the phone. Yeah. Pierce has been on the phone the last 4 months or so with random people.
TKO, it's been widely reported, said we want Pat McAfee in this match because we think Pat McAfee's going to sell tickets.
Yeah, we're on track right now for this to be the lowest selling 2-night WrestleMania outside of the COVID, which was forced to sell less tickets, but by far the lowest selling 2-night WrestleMania since they went to the 2-night format.
Yeah. And then you got, which was weird, the weirdest part of this to me is now you have wrestlers doing interviews with other channels and just whoever they're doing interviews with, taking sides. Damian Priest said he hates it. This is, basically on WWE side. And then Charlotte Flair came out and said, nah, I think it's okay. I don't have a problem with it. And I think Bubba Ray Dudley came out the other day. I know he's not an active wrestler anymore, but taking sides on the WWE side, not the TKO side. And it just seems like a lot of wrestlers are taking sides now. So it definitely feels like there's going to be side A versus side B coming up, and maybe that gets revealed a little bit more at WrestleMania.
Yeah, some sort of NWO TKO invasion.
Yeah, it could be something like that. I don't know how they would really pull that off.
Yeah,
because usually with NWO, at least you had Eric Bischoff was the leader, and he was
even that
there.
He was there. But I mean, you've got.
Are we gonna start seeing Ari Emanuel on?
Or maybe The Rock comes in, the corporate Rock.
Yeah, I was coming there, right? Because he's on the board. With TKO, so maybe The Rock is going to be their face, the face of TKO leading whatever. But The Rock being The Rock, and having all his Hollywood commitments and stuff. I don't know if you can really launch a angle like that, where The Rock would have to be present because he just can't be there, right?
He could, but I mean, maybe that's where Pat McAfee's going to be his mouthpiece.
It could be, yeah. And that's 100%. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it definitely feels like something is happening.
It would be interesting with John Cena hosting WrestleMania to maybe have him realize and admit his mistake in taking The Rock's offer before. And maybe, again, he's not there every week, but he leads the WWE side.
And then has a mouthpiece, like The Rock does. And then at random times they come together, not necessarily wrestle, but come together. Something. It definitely feels like something is in the works, which could pay off a lot of the criticisms that we've had, right? A lot of criticisms that I personally have had. Maybe this is expert storytelling and stuff like that. And I will be the first person to admit when I'm wrong if it happened.
Yeah, and it may not have been originally planned, but if they realize they made a mistake, and they're just trying to find a way to spin it positively. You've got to stay active.
Yeah. I wouldn't be against a storyline like that. I like when there's two factions going at war against each other. It'd be cool if it was like Raw versus SmackDown. Me and another guy talked about it, running them like sports teams. I don't know if you saw those comments or not, but running them like sports teams, and then your draft that they used to do every year was just drafting NXT and stuff. But different story. All right, we can talk about that another time. But I do like the two sides things. I think that could be a killer storyline. Hopefully we find out what happens at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. Their last build-up, it may have been longer than normal. It may have been unsatisfying to date, but you would hope that they find a way to pull it together and shock the world at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania that no one's expecting.
And we'll forgive them. We will all forgive them if something amazing happens. Hey, I'm going to be glued to the couch.
I'll admit when I'm wrong.
I'm going to be glued to the couch Friday night.
To my couch.
Saturday night and Sunday.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for this episode. But you know what else, Jeff?
What's up?
Our Discord channel is in beta. I know it's weird to say a Discord channel is in beta, but that's only because I've created 2 bots that are doing some random things, and I just need to make sure they work. So for WrestleMania, Night 1 and Night 2, and then again for Backlash, the Discord channel is open. I'll post a little QR code. I'm going to post it
right here.
Right there. There'll be a QR code there that you can scan. You can join the Discord channel. The Discord channel. On the night of the PLEs, we will be posting the cards where you can pick who you think's going to win. You can join us in our predictions. And you know, right now there's not any kind of rewards or anything. So again, we're just testing it out, but there are some things planned in the future. And then for Clash in Italy, we're doing a live watch party. So we'll have our cameras on. You guys can join and put your cameras on as well. And then that'll be the official actual lunch. So join it if you want. You can talk to us. We'll be in there chatting for WrestleMania, but live on Clash in Italy.
Yes, sir.
Anything else, Jeff?
Lots going on this week. Let's give them a rundown of the schedule. This will be on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Thursday night, you've got your new side quest.
Yep, new side quest Thursday night, which is cool because I met one of my heroes. I don't want to say one of my heroes, but one of my
his
favorite wrestlers.
There we go.
And got some stuff signed, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah, Friday night is going to be our go home video before WrestleMania.
Yep.
And then we're going to be doing our night 1 and night 2 prediction videos. What night do you have those scheduled, or what day are those scheduled to come out?
Those are Friday night and Saturday night.
Okay.
Because Friday night, our prediction video for Saturday.
Okay.
And then Saturday night, our prediction video for Sunday.
Okay.
There's also a hot take wedged in there on Saturday.
Sunday afternoon?
Saturdays,
okay.
And then another side quest Sunday.
WrestleMania week.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. We got like 6 or 7 videos coming out this week. And then Jeff is going to load his machine gun and just start firing shorts out.
Firing shorts, recap shorts. Right now we're counting down our top 10 favorite WrestleMania matches, moments, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Keep an eye on that. Those been a lot of fun putting those together. Some of these matches actually, you know, I hadn't seen. I'm getting caught up, or just even revisiting some of my favorite matches of my youth has been amazing.
Yep. So we got a lot. We got a lot coming out this week. So if you stayed this long, cool. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. We're up over 600 subs now, which is amazing. I never thought we'd even get to 500 subs, but being at 600 is pretty cool. So thank you for that. Yeah, we'll see you guys on Friday with our go home episode for WrestleMania. Take care. Thank you for watching another episode of Wrestle Stop. If you liked what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You can reach us at any of the addresses on screen. And there's a couple extra videos here on the screen. If you liked what you saw, maybe you'll like one of these as well. Thanks for watching.